Jai Gurudev children, today we are going to start next poem Miracles from Unit 1. Miracles means something unbelievable. Mostly it is an act of God. So let's start. Why? Who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan or dart my sight over the roofs of houses toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water, or stand under trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at table at dinner with my mother, or look at strangers opposite me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive of a summer forenoon. Next, or animals feeding in the fields, or birds, or the wonderfulness of insects in the air, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or of stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in spring, or whether I go among those I like best, and that like me best mechanics, boatmen, farmers, or among the savants, or to the soiree, or to the opera, or stand along while looking at the movements of machinery, or behold children at their sports, or the admirable sight of the perfect old man, or the perfect old woman, or the sick in hospitals, or the dead carried to burial, or my own eyes and figure in the glass. These, with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles. The whole referring, yet each distinct and in its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. Every spear of grass, the frames, the limbs, organs of men and women, and all that concerns them. All these to me are unspeakably perfect miracles. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fishes that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with men in them. What stranger miracles are there? Poem by Walt Whitman. Now let us go through meaning of some hard words. Miracle, I already told you, it is something unbelievable. Dart means to cast or to move. Wade means to walk through. To walk through water. Next is Manhattan is a name of the place. Wonderfulness means full of wonder. Sundown, sunset. Exquisite, beautiful. Delicate, soft. Savants is monsoons. Soiree, an evening party. Opera, a classical music performance. Burial is a place where dead are buried. Dead people are buried. That place is called burial. Referring means to have a reference of something. Next, limbs, body parts like arms and legs. Unspeakably means something that cannot be spoken about. Now coming to the explanation part. People have had different opinions about miracles. Did miracles really happen, or the universe is a product of a chance? Across all cultures, peoples, and time periods, there have been stories of miracles. According to the general view, miracles are hard to believe and can't be explained on scientific grounds. But Whitman claims that he has never known anything other than miracles. Whitman testifies in the poem Miracles that we have been surrounded by the miracles all over. The poet finds miracles in the streets of Manhattan and over the roofs of houses. He finds it amazing what men have had the intelligence to build. He reveals that he sees the sky and the beach as miracles. He also believes that his ability to enjoy them in itself is a miracle. He also claims that his ability to feel love for another person is a miracle. He believes that what mankind has created, nature and human emotion, are all miracles. Next, the poet veers back to nature, including the sights of animals feeding, bees buzzing around a hive, and birds and insects roaming the air. He then goes on to describe the beauty of a sun setting, the stars, the moon, the surface of the earth, and the space, the oceanic worlds, the waves, the ships, concluding that every cubic inch of the space is full of miracles. Whitman mentions three particular parts of nature in each section of this poem: humans, animals, and nature. When he mentions dining together, he again alludes to the miracle of human emotion and his ability to love another human being. When he mentions insects, particularly honeybees, he alludes to that which is the very sustenance of life, which he finds miraculous. Everything that is alive and breathing is a miracle to him, and the beauty and the majesty of the stars shining in the heavens is yet another miraculous mystery. When the poet is finished with his descriptions, he expresses his belief that all of creation, every inch of the space, speaks of the mighty Creator and is therefore a miracle. He testifies that each of these things is in its own way a miracle to him, like the way night, space, and time seem to work together in harmony. He ends with that question: what stranger miracles are there? So, what Whitman's poem Miracles seems to be in response to this very question. Is there any such thing as a miracle? While many people would look for miraculous healing or resurrection from the dead or some other such dramatic miracle as proof, what Whitman, on the other hand, reveals through this poem that he believes in miracles not because he has experienced a blind man given sight or a dead person raised to life, but because he has experienced the very things that most every other person experiences on a daily basis. Most people would never recognize these things as miracles, but Whitman does. In the same way, whereas many people may have claimed to have seen some particular great miracle, and others may refuse to believe it, Whitman claims that he has never known anything other than miracles. He continues, within these few short lines, Whitman has revealed that he finds miracles in the streets of Manhattan and the roofs of the houses. He finds it amazing that men have had the intelligence so built. He reveals that he sees the sky and the beach as miracles. He also believes that his ability to enjoy them is in itself a miracle. He also claims that his ability to feel love for another person is a miracle. He believes that what mankind has created, nature and human emotion, are all miracles. He continues to describe the miracle of humanity. He writes about having dinner with his mother and looking at strangers and observing honeybees and animals and birds. At this point, it becomes evident that Whitman mentions three particular parts of nature in each section of this poem: humans, animals, and nature. When he mentions his mother, he again alludes to the miracle of human emotion and his ability to love another human being. When he mentions insects, particularly honeybees, he alludes to that which is the very sustenance of life, which he finds miraculous. Everything that is alive and breathing is a miracle to him. And the beauty and majesty of the stars shining in the heavens is yet another miraculous mystery. In the next stanza, he continues in this same pattern of mentioning nature as well as humanity. He continues that it is interesting because he parallels his appreciation of the heavens to his appreciation of other human beings he has spent time around. He considers it a miracle that humans could have such diversified talents from mechanics to boatmen to farmers. He mentions human emotion within this observation as he calls them those I like best and that like me best. He refers to the human ability to like one another as a miracle. Here he admires what the human mind has created and finds the results of the human mind to be miraculous. This is why he admires the movements of machinery. He also sees human growth as a miracle. He watches children and to him it is miraculous the way they grow and the way their minds work to create sport and to play games with one another. He also views the elderly as miraculous. The way the body ages and the soul grows wiser is yet another miracle to this speaker. He continues to speak of humanity in the following stanza, and here he speaks ironically of sickness. While many would see the healing of sickness as a miracle, he sees the illness itself as a miracle, or perhaps he sees a normal human status of healthy as a miracle. And so when illness takes over, he considers all human experience to be miraculous. He continues that this section reveals that he believes that life itself is a miracle. With all that happens in it, life is a miracle, illness is a miracle, and even death is a miracle. He believes that each occurrence has a designated place and time, and that too is a miracle. When he looks upon his own eyes and figure in the glass, he contemplates his own life. He wonders about himself, where he came from, his creator, and the gift of life he has been given. And all of this he considers a miracle. He expresses his belief that all of the creation, every inch of it speaks of a creator and is therefore a miracle. He specifically mentions that light and dark is a miracle, which is perhaps a result of his religious background as a Quaker, in which he was sure to have been taught that God spoke, "Let there be light." Again, here he mentions humanity and nature is one breath. He views both as miracles. He ends this poem just as it began, with a question: what stranger miracles are there? Although he did not follow every aspect of that religion in his adult years, rather he sought to find spirituality for himself. He did consider all things as a miracle and often hinted at the idea of a creator. But the overall theme of much of his poetry reveals his regard for humanity and nature. The poem reveals his awe of nature and humanity. He is awed by trees, the sky, the ocean, animals, and most of all, humanity. He is in awe of what the human mind has designed, and he is in awe of human life itself. He believes humanity to be of utmost importance, and many of his other works reveal this as well.